is going on? Laser Focus Solution Media here. Chris Godwin coming at you. Wanted to do a breakdown of an LVP flooring installation that we did today. Took a few photos, got a little heavy into the job. So as you can see, we had already removed the commode and the register. There was no previous baseboard, quarter round, and like that. We did remove the door as well to give ourselves some more room. And what we did was, if I zoom in, let me see if I can zoom in. This was a bath fitter. So it has kind of a rounded type of trim around it. So that made it a little challenging when it came to, how to quarter round and trim it out. So what we did was we made a template out of cardboard, pre-cut the LVP, set it in place, and then we'll show you later on what we did. So again, commodes removed. You can see here a better look of the zoom in here of the little bump out, and such. So we went ahead, and next picture is again just more of the first unfinished product. And then this here is what it looks like when it was done. So what we did, and again, I'll zoom in. Let me see if I can move up. Yep. So we actually stopped the quarter round here, and we started the quarter round and went straight across, and then we went ahead and caulked around our template. So that was a very clean cut, very good cut. Left room for expansion. It turned out really well. This was existing flooring the client had from a previous remodel, and we went ahead and started out at this end here and worked ourselves towards the door. And man, when I tell you we were down to the last inch or so, it was tight. So another picture here, quarter round went underneath and shot out the side here. I believe I got a picture of that. I did. So that's the finished product there. So again, behind here, we started it, carried it at 45 inside, outside 45, and then shot it across. So that was pretty much the job. I'll stop sharing my screen, but I just wanted to share. So the tools that we use, we actually we've been using a razor knife for quite some time, and a square. It gets a little challenging. It does. It's not as productive. We actually just purchased, and I don't have the make and model with me. I'll search that out. But we just found a more expensive LVP vinyl cutter. And man, is this thing, it's sharp. It does everything I need it to do. Now with these cuts around the tub and different things like that, the LVP cutter is not going to do the job. You're going to need to mark that stuff out and then use a jigsaw. So what we do is we turn the boards backwards, lay it against the wall, mark it with our pencil, flip it back around, shove it into the cutter, smash it down, it cuts it, and then that way you got your ends, because you want your dead ends to be on your outside of your walls, and you want your manufactured joints to be butted up against, so therefore you can get that tongue and groove snap that the manufacturer calls for. So there is some technique behind it. Again, basic tools other than the cutter. You can use a razor knife, but we use the cutter, square, pencil, tape measure, a razor knife, jigsaw. For the register, same thing. We went ahead and got ourselves up against it, and then from there we used a jigsaw to kind of cut out the square, laid the next piece in, and then did the other LVP section and went the other direction. Fit that all in to make sure it was going to be tight and properly installed to where the louvers do open and close correctly. Everything worked out great there as well. So all in all, this job went well. It's crazy. A little bathroom like this does take time. It takes more time than doing a living room or a family room or a dining room. I don't mean in a whole, but you could certainly lay a lot of ground on a square room. Cuts like these, funny enough, we actually used for the toilet circle. We used one of our container lids of our green drywall mud. So we actually realized that was 7.5 inches. So we went ahead and made a template and put that on the LVP, staggered between two pieces, marked it, and then we were able to cut it out. So this was probably the cleanest toilet cut we've done. Another thing that you need, speaking of toilets, is a new wax ring, right? And in this case, we bought the wax ring with the bolt kit. Glad that we did. While we were there at the box store, went ahead and just, went over a little bit to the right. And instead of getting just the wax ring, we got the kit. And the old bolts were very rusty. So all in all, it was a good decision made. We did use PVC molding quarter round. It lays good. It's water resistant, of course, and you don't need to worry about painting it as well. So all in all, this was a wrap of a job. And we pretty much, client was very happy, gave us a few other things to do. So we'll be putting that stuff together on an estimate for her, getting it over to her. And then took the trailer back to the house here, unhooked it, and called it a day. So on the agenda for tomorrow, we're going back to the drywall job to get that going. I was going to work on the basketball net, but they are calling for rain this week. So I think it's wise of me not to rent the auger and the concrete machine and get that all that stuff going. So tomorrow we're going to work on the drywall job in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we do have a small ticket to do. And I need to go purchase 2 special order doors. So I'm going to do that first thing in the morning before 8, go to the client's house at 8 for the drywall job. At some point, me and my son are going to get our hair cut. Every Tuesday, I get my beard trimmed. Every other Tuesday, I get my hair cut. Doesn't really need it because it's naturally thinning out. But yeah, I take pride in the look. So, I mean, for me, it's a professional approach that I don't do much for myself, but I do go every Tuesday. So my son just texted me last night and was like, "Hey Dad, when are you getting your hair cut? Are you going on Tuesday? What time are you going on Tuesday?" So we're going to squeeze that in. I love that time with him. Who knows? My dad might even come along. I'm not sure. He's been kind of hopping in on this Tuesday beard hair day routine. And yeah, so then we're going to do that. I got 2 estimates to do. I'm not sure if, I guess I could pull these estimates up and see. Let me talk through these estimates. I got 17 unread messages. Bear with me 2 seconds. Pull my schedule up. Please hold. So the first job looks like it is going to be a new customer that found us on. That was just me killing some time with the drums, please. They found us. Doesn't stay on here, does it? I gotta get better with this. So this customer is requesting some subflooring has wood rot. So that's going to be an interesting one. Why do I feel like the house is not that old? Huh. Okay. So that's the first one. That's interesting. It's got subfloor rot already. I don't think that's a very old home. So they must have, who knows. And then the next one I got is, and I know on my phone I can see where the call was generated and everything. I'm just probably not doing something right on my end. It's probably user error. This customer needs to have a broken bracket in the closet for a hanger. So that's what the request is here. So we'll go out, look at these 2 jobs for the customers, and then we have tons of estimates to do. I say tons. I mean, I in my book here, bear with me, I have at least 14 right now that I can see. 14 things to estimate. A couple of those in there could be ordering material for clients, which then also will need to be estimated. For example, the 2 doors I told you I need to order tomorrow. They're special order doors because in the client's basement, one of them I think was only 60 inches tall. In a hollow door, you only get about an inch or 2 around the casing of the door, and then it's hollow. So you can't really just go cutting into it. So you got to have a special order the door, basically. So we'll get that door ordered, both doors ordered, and then we'll get that estimate together, get it over to the client. She's going to do it. I mean, it's not like she knows I don't mark up. I'm very fair when it comes to marking up materials. I'm very fair with my labor prices. And I say fair in regards to she knows it's the cost of doing business, right? She's very welcome to pay my rates because again, they're consistent. I've done now a bathroom remodel. I've done a basement remodel. I've done, a few other things I feel like. So, she's got no issues with me sending her a price across and it gets approved. Because I don't get down with oh, this job, maybe we can get a better ticket for it because right now I look at each task, I look at each job for what it is, for material, for labor. If we're using a subcontractor, then I pull that sub price in before I even give a price to the client. Because the last thing I want to do is give a price to the client and then the subcontractor come in higher. And now I have to go back to that client and say, oops, that doesn't work out. That's not good. So I make the decision to not do that route. So tomorrow I got the two estimates after sometime before, after the beard cut, whatever. I'm not sure what I'm going to squeeze the beard cut in. And then in the afternoon, I want to focus, if the rain holds off, on cleaning up my trailer. I know I've said it in previous videos, but since doing the suspension and the tires on my truck, man, my trailer is just getting tossed. It's ridiculous. So I got to figure out, I've got an idea in my head basically of putting some supports on the shelving units so that way my bins don't just bounce off. They'll have a stop, basically a bump stop, to keep them in the appropriate bins they are supposed to stay in. And then that way I can, be more efficient because right now it's not productive at all. In fact, I have tools in my garage even right now at the moment because I just was tired of tossing stuff back in the trailer. So yeah, so we got 13 plus estimates to do. I got some repeat customers to get back to, get them on the schedule this week. We're booked out. I feel like next week and maybe the following week I might have some openings. And then the next week into August, we're booked again. So again, we're at a place where I'm intentional about sitting down and interviewing individuals that could fit the brand that we're trying to build in this market. And we're going to figure this thing out. So with that, I'm going to end. I appreciate everybody liking, subscribing, and commenting. Without you guys, I'd just be talking to this microphone myself, which I feel like I do sometimes. Peace.